Sup everybody, I want to see if I can generate more content using a bit more idle time, and I thought I would take you on a walk with me as I headed back from this park back home, and we can talk about, while we hear beautiful church bells in the background, we can talk about the importance of movement since we're on the move here, and how powerful that concept can be for those of you who get in the habit of getting stuck and getting static in life. So many of you who know my work will know that I talk a lot about if you are in doubt, if you are ruminating and suffering and thinking unpleasant thoughts, and you just don't feel like doing anything, and you aren't very happy with how things are, and you're just sort of feeling lethargic and flat. First thing you need to do is understand the simple philosophy that if you're stuck, get moving, just do anything. Get moving physically, take action on something. That is, if I had an absolutely basic philosophy that would help anyone who's suffering in life, is if you're stuck, just move and do anything. You don't need to think about how good it looks or how good the action is or how effective things are. Just get yourself in motion. Usually when we suffer, it's because thought is taking a hold. This is nice, isn't it? Let's make this more of a meditative walk, shall we? Since we're talking about thought and motion, you'll be able to see some churches next to me in a second. Some nice buildings. Yeah, it doesn't matter about the quality of the action if you feel stuck. I'm about to be asked by a church person for money, I think, in a second. We'll see. No, it's okay. Look at this. Pretty damn nice, eh? This is got a very Italian vibe around here. Anyway, so if you are feeling blocked, whether it be in terms of getting out into the real world and networking with people, or having to go to an event that you are worried about, or you need to do some writing that you've been trying to do and you just can't do it because there's some fear or there's some anxiety, or you don't feel like exercising, just focus on moving in some way. So this means taking the first step in something that is moving you towards the thing that you fear. You don't have to take on the thing that you fear immediately. There's all sorts of weird things going. There's a cat eating a bird. So he's out and about doing some motion, doing some movement, and not in his head, little Tom the cat. I know that this isn't particularly new information, but hang in there. If in doubt, move. If in doubt, get into the body. So there are so many. The exciting thing is that there's so many options of things you can do as an antidote to stuckness that is in motion. So you can go for a walk, and don't be embarrassed, or don't think of a simple walk as being beneath you, as a powerful solution to your present malaise. It might only take a little walkabout to shake things off a bit and create a bit of space in your thinking to allow some fresh insights to come up from a more universal spiritual resource, rather than you trying to force every thought and trying to plan everything and try to fix everything at the level of thought. Give yourself a distraction by walking, by playing a bit of tennis, climbing a tree, going into the park and experiencing a bit of nature around you, and just focusing on the external and getting your mind off those thoughts, which is really what it's all about when it comes to feeling stuck. You're stuck because your thoughts are holding you down, and you've just got to break through those chains and you've got to get into action, because as soon as you get into some kind of action, as soon as you move your heart, you get your heart rate going, as soon as you get your blood pumping, as soon as you move your muscles and walk and take action, do stuff, start moving the pen on the paper, start typing in the text, no matter how crappy it all is, no matter how bad it is, you're showing yourself, you're showing your thoughts that you don't need them. You don't need the lies that the thoughts are telling you. You don't need to be fed those false beliefs and those false judgments that freeze you in place and create total endless comparison and conflict, which is just confusing. See, that's the thing about thought, is that they're so powerful and so they can be so effective. Thoughts lead to the building of bridges and the creation of new innovations, but of course, when we don't allow them to just come up through the space we create for them and we try and force them, we end up creating thoughts from all angles, and we create these conflicting meshes of chaotic thought that makes us freeze because it's so overwhelming. We create this overwhelm that just keeps us stuck, and the antidote is movement. So get into the body, out of thought and into the body, to fix, well, I don't like the word fix, but and I also don't like the idea that we're approaching a busy road here. Movement is the solution to any kind of stuckness or anxiety, because it just gets you out of those thoughts, even if it's for a fleeting moment, and it gives you those gaps in thought because you're focused on walking, you're focused on your environment, you're focused on what's around you, and of course that means that you're not focused on thought, and you're not kind of in the rapture of thought, and you are showing yourself, you are demonstrating to yourself that you don't need it. You don't rely on those ideas anymore. You're just in the present, as the yogis say. So if in doubt, move. If in doubt, breathe as well. Breathing is a form of movement, and that's part of this. So if you are interested in learning about more ways to really gain from breathing techniques, I would look into that. I'd read the book Just Breathe by Dan Brule, which is an amazing sort of thesis on all the different things you can do with your breath to reduce anxiety and clear the mind, and to get into body and out of thought, and even release traumas and trapped pain, and get through hangovers and reduce anxiety and all kinds of things. So if you have something worrying that's coming up and you feel stuck and you just feel anxious and you feel buzzing with this fear, get moving or get breathing. And of course breathing will come out of moving as well. And action will give you confidence. Action of any sort will give you confidence, because when you act in the face of fear, you're actually taking courage, even if it's at a very small degree, if you see what I mean. Because most of it, like for example, when a rabbit comes up against a car, they freeze in fear, and that's what anxiety is all about. Anxiety comes out of freezing, and freezing will inform more anxiety. If you freeze, you're going to stay anxious, and if you're anxious, you're going to freeze. So if you can break that pattern and break out of the freeze, break out of staticity, even if you're feeling frustrated or bored, that is an antidote to that freeze we find ourselves in. So breathe, get out of the house, or take action to effectively rebel against that freeze, to take courage. Because the easy thing to do is to just stay frozen, to stay stuck. It's just easy because it's quite comfortable, even though you're not comfortable, if you see what I mean. Hope this made some sense. I'm gonna continue walking home now. Any questions, do write them down below. I'm going to be I'm releasing, probably as you watch this, it might be already there, but a program that is encouraging its users to get out into the real world, and through exposure, in very gradual small steps, get better and better at taking courageous actions through engaging with people, talking to people, writing to people, expanding your business by reaching out to new contacts, and effectively developing a skill that I call courage marketing. So getting yourself out into the world by taking small little acts of courage. And this program, which lasts 6 weeks, I think it is 6 weeks, yeah, is going to really smash any anxieties you might have surrounding approaching people and getting rejected and worrying about what you might say to new people and coming up with creative ideas. It's basically a social anxiety reduction program, but done in such a way and designed in such a way that it's not a massive stress at every point. It's a sort of fluid, very, very easygoing, step-by-step organic program that anyone can do, and it'll be out pretty soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you're subscribed to me and my stuff. Go to alexmathers.net to sign up to my newsletter, to keep up with everything through there. That's kind of my core hub, and you'll be able to hear about when the course is out and other programs that I'm developing. I'm also doing lots more coaching and one-to-one stuff and group coaching. Confidence coaching is all coming, so keep an eye on what I'm up to. Always a pleasure. Signing out from Tbilisi in Georgia. Much love. Speak soon.